Before we delve into the horror that our family has experienced over the past weeks, we would like to tell you a little bit about our family and Toyah. 23 years ago, I was a lost soul and a single mum to a beautiful 1-year-old girl, our Toyah. I had nobody but Toyah. She was my life, and I was determined to give her the best life possible. Through my work, I met my future husband, Snake. He knew I had Toyah, and this wasn't an issue for him. Our relationship grew, and he and Toyah bonded quickly, and we grew together as a family. I recall Snake staying up sometimes until 2 a.m, watching Bananas in Pyjamas with Toyah so I could sleep. I knew Snake was my soulmate when we married. I was dressed as a fairy, and so was our flower girl, Toyah. In the years to follow, we had our son, Jack, Toyah's little brother. They absolutely adored each other, and he would get very upset when she left to visit her dad. 2 years later, we had our youngest daughter, Lena. Toyah was over the moon to have a sister. This was our family, and together they grew up in our home. The 3 kids would get up to all sorts of mischief, but it was always fun. Toyah's love of animals became quickly realised when we got our first family pet dog, Tiger. Our 3 kids went to school in Bentley Park. Toyah loved school and formed many lifelong friendships. We regularly had her friends over for swimming and sleepovers. Then came the day for Toyah to leave home. It broke my heart. But Snake reassured me that she would visit often and that we still had 2 kids at home to keep us company. Whenever Toyah would visit, we would always yell, "Toyah's home, Toyah's home." It was exciting for us every time, and the reaction from our pets was priceless. We were extremely proud parents of the beautiful young woman that our Toyah became. We always had lots of fun as a family. Snake and I were always kids at heart. Snake was so proud the day that she added him as her father on her Facebook profile. It was always an exciting event every time Toyah came to visit. Our home would always be a home for her. Now I guess it's time to talk about the nightmare. This family is going through an extremely rough time. On Sunday night, Toyah was reporting as a missing person by her boyfriend. When I found out, I started calling people to get information. Snake was away at work, so Jack and I picked up Toyah's dad, Troy, and we headed to Wangeti Beach. We started our search in pure darkness with our little torches and continued to search as much as we could until light at 5:30 a.m. Eventually I found Toyah's dog Indy, and we kept searching till my phone battery started to go flat, and Jack walked me back to the car. The police and SES had just arrived when we got back. I explained how we found her dog, and Jack went back with a uniformed officer to lead them to where Indy was found. Troy had discovered Toyah not long after Jack had arrived there with the officer. Despite being exhausted, Jack started carrying Troy back to the car park before SES helped him back. Jack needed a short break on the beach. It was a truly heartbreaking moment. The disbelief of everything started, and we spent the rest of our day with police at 2 stations in a state of shock. The next day we returned to the scene and spoke to police. The scale of what was happening was unbelievable. SES divers and police were everywhere. It was surreal, and we could see the main crime scene where our Toyah was. At this point we had many family coming from surrounding area and Victoria, as well as other parts of Australia in our home. The days that followed did not feel real to us. We visited police stations, and there were detectives that would often visit us, keeping us updated. They would also contact us daily. Toyah became the focus of a lot of media attention, and so did our family. Media attempted to contact each of us multiple ways, but we didn't want to talk to anyone. They even came to our home while Snake and I were at the police station. We wanted the focus to remain on Toyah, not us. Eventually came the time for us to think about what we had to do next. We slowly made funeral arrangements, but were unsure of actual date until the coroner released Toyah. There were so many things to talk about, so many decisions to make, and so much to discuss. Our sleeps were short, and we didn't eat much since the day of finding out about what happened to our Toyah. At times our emotions were numb, other times we were a mess. We felt lucky to have found her. We couldn't imagine how it would have felt to never find her, like some families have when they lost their loved ones. Snake, Jack and I made the decision to see Toyah one last time, so I could get some closure saying our final goodbyes. We went together, and we were glad we did, even if it made me more confused and less wanting to accept this reality. The days rolled on, and so did the sleepless nights. It's an emotional roller coaster of grief, hate, anger, and nothingness, feeling hollow, guilt, not knowing how to feel. Telephone calls with people were hard because I'd often end up in tears. I did not know what to say most of the time, or rather, there wasn't much to say. The day of the service was massive for us, seeing so many people who wanted to be there for Toyah. Toyah was a beautiful, loving soul who touched the hearts of everyone she met, including the animals she loved. To have her stolen from us in such a manner breaks our hearts in ways you can't even imagine. Christmas this year will be unbelievably hard without Toyah, and she will never open the presents I already have for her. Christmas was her favourite part of the year. It will be the first occasion of many we have yet to come without her for the rest of our lives. I will miss our special lunch dates at the Lafu Tea House and our mother-daughter days hanging out. We have watched our son carry his sister's coffin. Our daughter stand in front of everyone and say her farewell to her big sister. We as her loving parents haven't accepted this horror, but maybe in the coming days when her ashes are home with us, the world for us may start to become a better place. Who knows? We would like to thank all our family and friends for their support, and for those who cooked for us. I thank my Uncle Mark, who helped us greatly by overlooking the service and arranging the whole thing with us. I thank the SES, police and detectives involved, especially the detectives who would personally come to our home. Prong, what can we say about your support personally and with the Wangeti Walk and all those who participated? Thank you for your awesome efforts. Dwayne and your crew, an absolutely unbelievable effort. Thank you to the Cotton Club volunteers, the butchers and the supermarkets for donating to the barbecue outside the tattoo shop. Marianne Popovic and her endless face painting and balloon bending, as well as the buckets she has put around to collect in Toyah's honour. I apologise to the people I haven't mentioned, but I'm sure you know who you are. The amount of people willing to put a permanent memory of Toyah on themselves just blows us away. All our friends who helped spread awareness on social media and sent messages of support and love. Even those we don't know personally that may have known Toyah, we thank you. Snake's workmates from up in PNG who did a very special thing. All the people of Cairns and Australia that got involved, your support has been overwhelming and we can't thank you enough. I would like to give my thanks one more time on behalf of my daughter, Lena, my son, Jack, my husband, Snake, and myself, Vanessa, mother of Toyah. There is a goal behind this though. If there is anyone who is holding back or knows something about this, no matter how small the information may be, we plead with you to come forward to bring us closer to finding who and why anyone would do this to our Toyah. You can help our broken family by bringing hope and justice for Toyah's senseless death. Life for us will never, ever be the same. A message from Toyah to everyone, especially all the young women in the world. Never give up. Forward information to Crime Stoppers on 1-800 333 000. Thank you.
Hey Naked Foodies, we just got in a new product today. It's a rice bran cereal. So it's similar to cornflakes and we're just going to show you some of it now. Super good if you want to make your own cereals, which a lot of people do here. So come on in while we've still got the 20% off. And I'm Toyah. We just wanted to quickly show you how everything works in Naked Foods. So I'll just do a quick run through for you. The hardest part is deciding what you actually want to get, and from there it's easy. So you just grab one of the brown paper bags and the pens provided. Today we're going to go with the organic dried mango because it's from Queensland and it's one of our most popular items. So the code number is just in the bottom left corner on all of our products. You can take a little or a lot, it's completely up to you. So we've got our mango. And then we just take this up to the counter. So everything that you get in store here, you have to pay for in here, just because we're separate to Whole Health outside. Once you've made your purchase, you can go grab a coffee, or you can check out Whole Health, or you can just snack away. Thanks guys. Hey Naked Foodies, we wanted to let you know that we've got our carrot Rocky Road back in stock, in case any of you haven't seen it before. We've had a lot of people waiting for it to come back in, and here we go. Look at that. We also have our carrot buttons back in as well, which is also a very popular item. Come in and get it before it runs out again. Thanks guys. Hey Naked Foodies. This morning I wanted to show you guys one of the services that we offer. So if you're in a hurry or you just don't have time in your day-to-day schedule, you can always drop off your jars and containers and we can pre-pack your ingredients for you. If there's a particular recipe that you're after, we can do this for you. We've got all sorts available. We've got all the different spices. We've got different oils here. We've got all sorts of butters that we make here ourselves. We can always pre-pack them into one jar if that is what you prefer. Totally up to you. We really do have so much to offer here. And if you bring in your own jars and containers, you also get 5% off. So if you really don't have that time, you can always call ahead as well and see if we do have what you're after. There is really no problem at all. We got you guys. Thanks.
All clear. Third space, vertical 3.
Sonia Smith and I'm a Detective Inspector with the Far North District. Okay, can I just firstly start by thanking you all for taking the time to come along today. The purpose of this media briefing is to provide an update in relation to the investigation of the suspicious death of 24-year-old Toyah accordingly. I can confirm that police have worked relentlessly to pursue all avenues of this investigation, and we continue to draw on investigative strength with our detectives from providing support from as far away as Brisbane and Thursday Island, which complement our detectives working on the ground in Cairns in relation to the investigation. We remain committed to finding answers for Toyah and her family. As a result of ongoing investigations by detectives, we identified a number of areas of interest in the Lake Placid and Caravonica area, which led to a series of searches by the State Emergency Service members and the Queensland Police divers, and they occurred over the weekend. Police are heartened by the support of the community and the outpouring of support, which has led to community events such as the walks, the tattoos, the bumper stickers. All of these things go a long way towards keeping Toyah in the thoughts of the community, and they assist our investigation by having people continue to remember Toyah, and hopefully will result in more people coming forward as a result of today's appeal. We'd also like to reassure the residents of Cairns and Wongatty that their safety is paramount and of highest importance to the police. To date, the appeals have resulted in over 800 calls to Crime Stoppers and have provided police with multiple resources in terms of dash cam footage, information, CCTV. All of these pieces of information continue to be put together in order to piece together what happened leading up to Toyah's death and afterwards. Today, the Queensland Police Service will release a statement from Toyah's mum, Vanessa, which we hope will appeal to the public in order to generate more information in relation to what happened to Toyah. We hope that it will trigger someone's memory and encourage people to call Crime Stoppers to provide more information. We'd respectfully request that the media give Toyah's family space and respect now, and with respect to their privacy, now that they've provided this statement. As you can understand, it's been an incredibly difficult time for them, as I'm sure you'll appreciate. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the State Emergency Service for their continued commitment to this investigation. Over the weekend, particularly on Sunday, we saw over 50 State Emergency Service members attend and assist police with a comprehensive search of the Lake Placid and Caravonica area. I'd also like to thank the Cairns City Council and Transport and Main Roads, who continue to support the investigation by providing us with CCTV footage. And I'd also like to thank every caller to Crime Stoppers and every person, either an individual or a business, that has come forward so far and provided us with either dashcam or CCTV. We'd also like to continue to encourage the community to come forward if they can provide any information in relation to Toyah's death, and if they could call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. There's three main areas that I'd like to appeal to the community for today. The first area is that we would like to speak to anybody who saw any suspicious activity or anything out of the ordinary in the Lake Placid or Caravonica area on Sunday afternoon, the 21st of October 2018, between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. The second area is that we would like to speak to anybody who has any dashcam footage from any vehicle travelling north on the Captain Cook Highway between Wongetty Beach and Clifton Beach between 4:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. So that's anybody who has any dashcam footage travelling north on the Captain Cook Highway between Clifton Beach and Wongetty Beach between 4:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. on Sunday the 21st of October 2018. And the third area is that we are also keen to speak to any females who have been approached by any males, either acting inappropriately, aggressively, or making them feel uncomfortable in the last 12 months to 2 years, in any beach area or secluded area between the northern beaches of Cairns and Cardwell. So that's any female that's been approached in a secluded area or a beach area by any male who's been acting either aggressive, inappropriately, or making them feel uncomfortable between the northern beaches of Cairns and Cardwell within the last 12 months to 2 years. We'd encourage any person with information to continue to use Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. Toyah's family and the community have put their faith and trust in the police to find them answers in relation to Toyah's death, and I thank them for their patience while we as police work 24/7 in order to achieve this.
Was there anything found during the searches over the weekend?
We found a number of items. I'm not able to go into those exact items, but we did find a number of items, and they will form part of our investigation.
And why that Lake Placid, Caravonica area? Why was that searched initially?
Yep, so that's all part of our lines of inquiry. So through our work with the community, through receiving information and reviewing dashcam footage, we identified that as an area of interest to us. And that's why I continue again today when I said about appealing to the community to think back about Sunday the 21st of October between 4 and 5:30 p.m. Did they notice anyone acting suspicious or acting out of the ordinary in the Lake Placid or Caravonica area? Could they please come forward and call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000?
And was there any indication whether Toyah may have been in that area on the day that she died?
I'm not able to provide that information. That's all part of the investigation.
Are police any closer to making an arrest after executing these warrants?
Every day we become one step closer. Every day we continue to generate calls to Crime Stoppers, which creates lines of inquiry for us. That's why it's very important with these three key areas that we're talking about today. We would hope that somebody in the community would be able to come forward and provide us information in relation to those three key areas. Can I say that in relation to the third area, when we're asking for the females to come forward, we've already had a number of calls to Crime Stoppers in relation to that, in relation to males causing them concern on our beaches. So I would appeal that if you haven't called Crime Stoppers and you are one of those people that could provide us information, I'd encourage you to come forward and call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
And those areas in Lake Placid and Caravonica, can you say whether it was bushland, residents, anything like that?
No, I can't. Yeah. No, we're leaving it broad, and we'd just like the community to think back if they were in that area on Sunday the 21st of October 2018.
And when you say that area, are you asking for people to come forward if they saw Toyah in that area, or people who just witness suspicious activity or something out of the ordinary?
Yeah, we're looking for people who have witnessed suspicious activity or something out of the ordinary. Yeah.
Are there any persons of interest at this stage?
We have multiple lines of inquiry. As you can appreciate, every call to Crime Stoppers generates a new line of inquiry and a new person of interest, potentially. Yeah, so that's why we're encouraging people to continue to use Crime Stoppers to report to police some information.
Have there been any instances reported by women since Toyah's death of, bizarre behaviour or unsettling behaviour at beaches across Cairns?
As I said before, we have had reports to Crime Stoppers in relation to concerns with the beaches, and that's why we are keen to speak to more females who may have been approached by any male. And we're looking at the area between the northern beaches and Cardwell.
And how many officers are still working on this case? Remember, it was 105 at one point?
I'm right as I speak. I'm unable to give you exact numbers, but I can say that we continue to be supported by the Homicide Squad from Brisbane, by detectives from the State Crime Command in Brisbane. We've drawn within our internal strength within the Cairns area, but we've also drawn across the district, and that's why I nominated Thursday Island, because we have detectives from as far away as Thursday Island here working on the ground.
Obviously quite a protracted investigation. Can you tell us how important it is to police that this person is found?
Yeah, absolutely. It's of paramount importance. We know that the community expects that the police will find answers, not just for Toyah and her family, but for the community as a whole.
The community's obviously still feeling a little bit shaken by this, and women in particular. What's your advice to women who are just going about their daily business but might feel a bit intimidated?
Yeah, as I've spoken about previously, our general safety message is to have a safety plan, trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right to you, remove yourself from the situation. If you're going somewhere remote or secluded and you'd like to take a friend with you, do that. And be aware of your surroundings.
Northern Beaches to Cardwell, that's quite specific, that region. Is there someone that police are looking at that is known to police?
No, we appreciate that that's the area, that's the area of our community of Cairns. And look, certainly if somebody from further outside of that area feels that they need to come forward and provide us information, we don't necessarily need to limit it within that area. But that's a primary area that we're looking at. So I don't want to discourage anybody from ever calling Crime Stoppers if they have concerns about a male in an area that isn't included within the Northern Beaches to Cardwell. But that's primarily what the area that we're looking at. And that's what we would like people to come forward just in respect to this investigation.
And why the past 2 years?
Just because we would like to capture that period of time.
Is there any reason why you set the line down at Cardwell? Is there a certain reason? Is there a person perhaps who's gone between those areas that police believe, or police have fielded calls from women saying, they have seen someone acting suspiciously in that area?
No, that is the primary area that we're concerned with. But as I just spoke about, if there's anybody in the community that feels like they want to come forward and it is it's outside those boundaries, then I'd encourage them to also call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Can you give us a bit of a sense on what Vanessa's appeal, what she says in her appeal?
No, I'll leave that up to you to watch once the police media release the footage.
Oh, and this inappropriate behaviour, is it sexual nature? You're talking about inappropriate or aggressive behaviour by men on beaches. Is it sexual?
I'm not saying sexual. I'm using the words inappropriate. I'm using words making people feel uncomfortable, and I'm leaving that broad, so the community can make their own determination on what they feel that they would like to come forward and report to the police.
Thank you.